like Pump Fun. That's why we started just after they tweeted.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay, good evening, ladies. We are live on Pump Fun and YouTube. So, as you can see, this might look a bit crazy on YouTube, but we're streaming on Pump Fun just to try it out. So, if you want, you can find this coin called Degenvestor, ladies. Make sure you grab the right one. It's, I don't know, 10K market cap if you want to. We'll probably stream on this every week as well as YouTube just to try it out. But yeah, let's get off the Pump Fun page. Yeah, well, like while we're on the subject of Pump Fun, like obviously we should talk about the Pump Fun launch. And welcome, Comfy John. Sorry, I didn't introduce you.
Hey man,
How's
how
it
you
going?
doing?
Good, good. What did you think of the Pump Fun launch? And tell us, did you get involved or anything? Do you think it still has upside from here?
Yeah, I did get involved in the TGE. I managed to get someone to do it for me, so
Oh, nice.
that was good. And yeah, I'm still holding it at the moment. It's up nicely. It's up like 50% from or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
from the pre-sale. You can't complain. So yeah, I am just gonna hold it because they haven't announced anything really.
true.
So I just want to know what they're going to do with it. And then also, did you see the buybacks they were doing yesterday? It was
Yeah,
pretty
I saw
crazy.
that. Super bullish, super bullish.
Yeah, like I don't know if they can continue. Well, they can't continue on that same level, but you never know when they're going to do those crazy kind of buybacks. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it seems strange. Like obviously Hyperliquid just indiscriminately buys using all the fees that they're generating. It kind of seems like Pump Fun were kind of trying to save the chart or something, or just trying to buy uh like tactically buy at opportune moments or something. I don't know if you
pretty
thought that as
much.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seems like it.
Yeah, but that is very bullish, and you're right. Like they still have a lot of announcements, um, but yeah, it kind of seems like they really want to go down the route of streaming, which is I think that's a good idea. Obviously, we're streaming on Pumpful now to in case there's some sort of airdrop down the line for the streamers, which they did say there was, and there were so few streamers before. So I think the new people that are streaming on Pump Fun, like if you are a streamer, if you are a content creator, maybe consider streaming on Pump Fun. But the one thing I will say is that you can't share your screen on Pump Fun. So if you're watching this on Pump Fun, like all you can see is my pretty face. But obviously on YouTube I can share my screen and you can see what I'm looking at, which is probably better for crypto content.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Um, what do you think of the chart right now, Pump Fund? Like, did you play this coin? Did you like buy or like leverage it?
Yeah, I was just kind of scalping it in and out a bit. Um, I kind of think like when you look at the revenues it's generating and then you compare it to something like Hyperliquid, like it's one well at the moment it's uh like 1/7 the market cap of Hyperliquid. And they're generating just like a tiny bit less revenue on an annualized basis. So I do think it's probably cheap, even though like um you can't really compare perps revenue to meme coin trading revenue because perps revenue is maybe a little bit more serious, and like TradFi would prefer that, and it's probably a little bit more sticky and stuff. But like I'd say Pump Fund's revenue probably increases for the rest of the year now that we've seen Bitcoin breaking all-time highs and everything. So yeah, I would say like if I was holding it like you, I would definitely hold it for at least like eight or 9 billion.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think even like just the trading of this actual token pump is generating them like good fees right now.
Yeah,
So
true.
um so yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see. I know the bonk ecosystem has been having like way more runners right now,
Oh,
but
really?
yeah. Like there was like an Elon tweet of some Grok anime called Annie, ANI, and
Oh,
then
yeah, yeah.
that that's a
That's his
bonk coin.
new. Yeah, that's his new companions that Twitter have brought out. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
so it went to 60 million, which we haven't seen for a while, like a 60 million runner. So
And this is another one. I think there's 3 companions. So this
Yeah,
is like an
I
animal
think
one
which one is that one?
called Rudy.
Yeah, I saw that one too, but I was wondering what that was for ages. But yeah, that one. So the thing is, I think you would have seen Annie go to like 100, but because there was Rudy and another one, they split
Yeah,
the
true.
liquidity a little bit, but it's fine. Like,
And I think the name for the male one hasn't been chosen yet. So I think
that's
everyone's
right.
kind of waiting to see what the name. So if you've seen these little AI companions, what is it called? Annie companion or something? It's a pretty dystopian. It's pretty freaky, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
this is like what you're chatting to this girl in Twitter. This is like Twitter's own software, and it's doing like, I don't know, talking. It's supposed to be like your girlfriend, and they're making the boy version, who's going to be a mix between um one of the guys from Twilight. What's his name?
oh yeah. I don't know, like the main guy, right?
Yeah, yeah, the main guy in Twilight mixed with the 50 Shades of Grey guy.
Oh
So
my God.
it's all it's just pure sex slop. But anyway, this Annie companion thing ran to like 60 mil, and they're still trying to work out the name for the male. Um, yeah, I can tell
Yeah,
you.
Elon's still got it. You know what I think it is though? I think these coins run on Bonk because I think a lot of the smart traders of memes on Pump, they are not there. They're like on Hyperliquid, like doing perps now. And
So this came
then
from Bonk.
yeah, this one came up from Bonk. Yeah, and I think
Okay,
Bonk likes old metas, like Elon tweets, and they're like animals, and the sister of Bonk, and like the sister pet of Bonk and all that. Like they just like all
interesting.
the old metas, right? So even Useless is a derivative of Fuckwin, I guess. So, but the Bonk people seem like I kind of get it. So like I will trade some of these because I know that people like that. But
Yeah,
it is like a bit of a washed kind of meta in my opinion.
yeah. But it's quite bullish for Bonk as well. Like I'm kind of bullish Pump and Bonk, but Bonk has been just going crazy.
Yeah, I think they're really market making it, and yeah, it is good. I do think Bonk is now
Yeah,
clearly like the top, I guess. Well, I guess it depends what Pump will do, but they're really gunning for it, aren't they, on Bonk?
yeah. But like what Bonk should do, which I'd say they might do, is copy Pump Fun and launch their own decks, because this is obviously getting bonded to Radium as opposed to Pump Swap. But if they make like a Bonk swap, because obviously they're losing a lot of fees to Radium by making it go to Radium as opposed to like a Bonk swap.
True, but they might not because they're quite aligned with
That's
like
true. Yeah, that's
Solana
true.
and stuff, so it might not be
That's
good
true.
for PR perspective.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
but yeah, they're doing good things. I think they're keeping it interesting. At the moment, but I think it's Pump's game to win. Like it just depends what they do.
Yeah. Pump. Yeah, they're a good team. I'm sure they're gonna come out with some good ideas.
Yeah, and they can just pump us so much treasury, right, to just throw at things. So
Yeah, they've what $2 billion, um, and their coin, the like circulating market cap is like $2 billion, something like that. So like they just have infinite money to do crazy things. Like they can probably sign some of the biggest streamers to stream exclusively on Pump One. Now the
I
thing
think
I
that's
would
what they'll
say,
do.
yeah, they do need to kind of improve their software. Oh, maybe I can wants to speak. Sorry, I don't want to let people speak. Um. Oh, you can actually share your screen. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that right now because I don't know, I might mess up my YouTube stream as well. Too many things going on. So that's interesting. Maybe we should start just streaming on Pump Fun exclusively. Anyway, we'll decide that another time. What I did want to mention when we're speaking on the topic of streaming, I know we talked about Time.Fun a while ago, but Ansem is now streaming on Time.Fun. I'm not sure. Yeah, so he's an official partner, but he started doing his streams on Time.Fun. And I know we talked about his token a while ago, but it's starting to actually perform quite well. Now it's pulled back a bit, but it did like pump almost 50 bucks. So I do think this is still an interesting site. And like what we were saying, I think it was last week or the week before, is that, yeah, like with these kind of creator tokens, it kind of, the creator is going to choose where their token is. So Ansem's token is on Time.Fun, but like Thread Guy's token might be on Pump Fun, or Gainsey's might be on Pump Fun. So that's kind of the idea there. So if it kind of depends what KOL you like, but yeah, creator tokens might actually eventually take off. And I think that's really what Pump Fun is going for. Like they really want like these big streamers. They want to give you an ability to invest in these big streamers. So if you're like watching their stream and you think they're really funny and that they're going to take off, Pump Fun is going to allow you to essentially bet on that streamer and make like gamble on that streamer by investing in their coin. I think that's kind of the idea. Like instead of just being like a meme coin launchpad, they're going to become like a social network mixed with gambling kind of thing.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think if they do this right, they're just going to dominate Pump Fun. But the only issue is how would you get people to go on Pump Fun to watch streamers, and that's the issue, I think.
Yeah, I think the only way is to pay the streamers a lot to stream on Pump Fun exclusively, which they can do. They can afford to do that now.
Yeah. And to be honest, I think what's more interesting is maybe he's tokenizing like social media, like TikTok, because like some people like myself, I don't really watch streams a lot, but I'll watch short form videos and stuff. Maybe those creators who are big, somehow they'll link up with them because I think that's could be more interesting as well. But I don't know how they'll do it. Like maybe they'll have to buy like a social media because how would they get all the content and users? So
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, someone was saying that I can stream on Pump Fun, so appreciate that,
nice.
man.
OX Recruiter, who's that?
That's the person who commented on my YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, I meant to show this one. You can share screen. Okay. Yeah. What did you ever have a look at these Time.Fun things?
I did ages ago when it first came out, on base actually.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and it didn't really take off. I did buy Taiki Maidas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I never checked it again. I don't think it's doing that well, but
Yeah, I think it's only really Ansem who's seems to be using this. I think it's an interesting platform. Um,
yeah,
but
no, I agree. Apparently, Ansem is quite big on abstract right now as well.
oh
Like,
really?
yeah, I don't know. I didn't see any tweets about it, but I heard that he's quite like active over there.
Yeah. Are you doing anything on abstract these days?
I'm not, but I feel like I should have a look. But
Yeah,
I
that's
looked at the meme coins on Deck Screener, but they're all the same ones, and I don't want to buy. I don't really like any of the existing ones so much, so
yeah.
I'm just gonna watch. And if I see an interesting new one that's like over 5 mil, then maybe I'll buy that. But
Yeah, man. We were talking about Pengu and like the Pudgy ecosystem last week, and Jesus Christ, it's been on a heater. I think we were looking at those Pudgy rods. I don't know what they are now, but we really should have aped one. But I do think that abstract airdrop is going to be coming soon, just from looking at the price action of these items. Pudgy
and also
rods.
all the big protocols changing their PFP to
Yeah,
Pudgy,
that's
right?
true. That's true. I think these were like just like 0.35 last week. So almost like maybe 60% gain.
Nice, nice.
So I would have bought one, but I literally don't own any ETH. So I was gonna have to go buy Ethereum to buy one. So I just wasn't bothered then. It's just too much effort.
You That's fair. You need to buy ETH actually
I
because
know.
you'll feel sidelined when it, if what I think is going to happen to ETH comes
ETH
true.
is having a crazy time. Look at this.
Or
It's
you
still,
can open up like a 2x long or something like low leverage maybe, but on a
yeah.
pullback, maybe not here, but on a pullback. So
Yeah, Jesus, look at it. It's absolutely ripping. That's
I
crazy.
opened up one yesterday actually
Yeah.
and just left open for now.
Yeah. Actually, while we're speaking on this, I forgot to talk about when we're talking about pump fun and everything. We were back and forth in DMs talking about like the farming the APY because at one point, like if you were shorting pump fun, even now, if you short pump fun, you're getting 200% APY. So basically, for anyone who's watching doesn't understand how to do this, it's quite simple. You basically open a big short. So say you short, okay, there's $50 there, but this is a demo account essentially. But say you open a big short here. If you want to capture this funding rate, you open a big short here. So you're shorting, however, let's say 7,000 pump tokens. And then you go to, so this is the perp of pump. And then you go to the spot of pump. And then you buy 7,000 pump tokens. So then you're delta neutral. So no matter which way the price goes, it's not going to affect you. But you're going to be capturing that. You're going to be capturing this APY. And
That's
when pump,
annualized, right?
that's
The
annualized. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So you get, but like when it first came out, it was like 1,000%, which is pretty
Yeah,
insane.
because I saw there's a product you I think you did tell me about this product, Liminal,
Yeah.
that you could I think they had 10 million cap and it got filled and it was doing basically this and it's got a really high return rate
For pump fun or just in general,
for
the
Pump
cap.
Fund. Yeah, they opened
Yeah.
one for Pump
Oh, I
Fund
didn't realize that.
on TG and so did I let wrong?
Oh, I think you're kind of breaking up
Can
there.
you hear me?
I don't know if that's my internet or that's yours. Oh, they're asking me to tweet the contract address for Pump Fun. I'll put it in the comments. Here we go. This is the Pump Fun link. Put it in the comments. I'll put it on my Twitter. I'm not sure if ConfiGen's there. Still there, bro? Maybe he's gone. Maybe he'll rejoin. I'll just post it. Where are we? Oh, I was talking about. Let's see if ConfiGen. Oh, sorry. I need to remove this. Okay. So I was talking about capturing this APY. ConfiGen was talking about liminal, but if the deposit cap for a liminal is filled, you can just do this manually. So it's not that complicated. Can someone put in the chat whether you can hear me or am I talking to myself? Yeah, so the nice thing about, okay, yeah, I can hear you. Okay, perfect. So the nice thing about doing this kind of thing is obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, everything's going crazy right now. And I know everyone's getting euphoric. I'm getting euphoric, but it's like we're in Q2 of 2025. If you asked me like 2 years ago, like what I would be doing in Q2 of 2025, or sorry, Q3 of 2025, I'd be like, oh, that's when I should be starting to sell. That's when I should be being a little bit more cautious. So this is like a nice way to get 200% APY. So that when you think about that in your brain, 200% APY, if you could capture that for the entire course of a year, you've tripled your money. So would you rather do this, which is essentially risk-free, or hold your money in something like Bitcoin? When Bitcoin, like, do you think it's going to triple in a year? Probably not, in my opinion. So this is like a low risk way to capture, like, this is like the greed, like example of the greed and the froth at the end of a cycle. Like, I'm not saying it's the top, like, but I'm saying that we're probably, in the last couple of quarters, or maybe we can go into 2026 depending what happens. But at this kind of stage of the bull market, it's kind of probably more of a time to be a net seller than a net buyer. So if you're buying anything, like, you probably just want to be doing kind of shorter term trades, like some meme coins and like new fancy shiny coins. And then with everything else that you've held for the entirety of the bull market, maybe you can slowly think about potentially taking some chips off the table finally, because we've reached that time. So I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I did sell a little bit of Bitcoin. The reason even though I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, obviously, like, Bitcoin is still going to pump a lot, in my opinion. But at some point, see if, Comfy Jen, you back?
Hey man, so I think my phone was overheating. Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that liminal thing, like you said, yeah, you can do it manually, but
Yeah. I just started talking about, like, at this point of the cycle, capturing like an APY that's like 1,000% or 200%. That's like I kind of think we're getting towards the tail end of the bull cycle, and now's the time to be a bit more cautious. So when you can kind of take those risk-free trades, well, it's like risk-free to an extent, like 200% APY, that's like triple your money in a year. When, like, if you held Bitcoin for a year, probably it's not going to triple, like, all things considered. So I was just kind of saying, I'm going to start taking some chips off the table at this point of the cycle for Bitcoin, even though I'm very bullish on it with all the TradFi boomers buying our bags and all the treasury companies. I don't think, like, the upside is unbelievable at this point in the shorter term. So we can take a little bit of chips off the table, hold the speculative stuff for a little bit longer, and sell as that starts to go crazy. Because I don't think altcoins have really had their run. But yeah, that's how I'm kind of thinking at the moment.
yeah, I think that's pretty sensible, to be honest. I mean, have you looked at the vaults? There's a vault called on Hyperliquid. What is it called? I know there's some vault with like a crazy like 1000% APY.
This one,
Market efficiency assistant. Yeah. So it longs hype and it longs launch coin. And it's up crazy. Like, but
Jesus.
obviously it could go down as bad, right? So you can't even deposit in this vault. It's full.
Yeah.
Because I tried to deposit in it. Um,
But you gotta, like, I don't know when these APO is measured. Is that like the APO over the last week? Like, a lot of these, if it has 1,000% this week, not necessarily it's going to do 1,000% next week, kind of thing.
yeah, that's a good point. But the thing is, maybe they would change their strategy up. They keep changing it up. I don't know. But then I guess you can just
Yeah.
watch what they do and then copy it. So
Yeah.
yeah. But
And
they I don't know if they charge a fee when you withdraw though, because Liminal will charge you 10%. I don't know what these guys charge you. So
I think vaults, and if anyone's in the comments, Convigen suggest that I make a vault. I think the leaders receive 10% of the profits. So that's pretty good. Like, if you invest into a vault, they take 10% of the profits. Not that crazy.
I think that's pretty good because yeah, if you make a loss, you can just take your money out without getting charged. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What was I going to say? What are you thinking about? Like, how are you allocated? You're probably way more cash heavy than me. Like, me personally, I'm still like 95% in, so I'm starting to take some chips off the table, specifically Bitcoin, for those reasons that I mentioned. What are you thinking at this point?
Yeah, yeah, I still do have some cash, but yeah, I'm actually quite allocated to Ethereum just
Yeah,
because I just held it and I didn't know what to do with it. And now I'm seeing a narrative like with
strategy. Yeah,
yeah, with the buyback and Tommy Lee calling it the stable coin currency and stuff. So I just think it's on its way back to an all-time high if this kind of narrative continues.
yeah, I think that's fair. Like, I think Bitcoin, like, I think finally we're getting to that point where Bitcoin dominance might be topping, or it has topped for the cycle. And Ethereum versus Bitcoin, look, that's a seriously strong bounce. I'll put it on a weekly so you can see it better. But yeah, that looks like that was a crazy nosedive. But yeah, that's back into an uptrend in my opinion. So that looks good. And that's
Yeah,
basically the inverse of Bitcoin dominance. So we're finally, yeah. Oh, these are still the
I think TradFi
quickest.
was obsessed with Bitcoin, and now the obsession's moved to Ethereum. So
Maybe we'll
that's
get
my
something.
reading.
Yeah, maybe we'll get this. Like I thought it was going to be a bit earlier, but let's see if I can drag this over here, something like that. But yeah, kind of does look like everything's going to start going crazy. I thought that in January, which is why I drew that here, and I was wrong, obviously. But I guess we try again, and I think like this is the point in the cycle where everything just goes like all the meme coins go crazy for the next few months, and then it's lights out.
Yeah, I think that's a good take. Like with the Stablecoin Act and everything getting passed, and the Trump trying to get rid of the Fed, is it Powell?
Yeah,
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 it's a good macro. I mean, it's not great that he's getting rid of Powell because the markets might not like it, but like he's going to get someone who will cut interest rates, right? So I guess that's why the market. I guess that's why it'd be more risk on.
mm. But yeah, I think for me, like Bitcoin probably has done a lot of like I think most like stuff like Ethereum, most of the big, strong, fundamental altcoins should outperform Bitcoin. So that's why I'm thinking to take a little bit of profits on Bitcoin first, and then you can use those profits and get some yield on it using these kind of delta neutral strategies or putting it into liminal or into Camino, lending those stables, or just taking it all out of the market completely and putting it into like for me, I know I've talked about this before, but my main uh, my main stock is Tesla, so I just put. I'm the only thing I'm really buying at the moment is Tesla stock because it hasn't really taken off yet. In my opinion, it's not broken all-time highs or anything. So that's what I'm doing, and I feel like crypto's kind of getting towards the end of the cycle. So instead of just selling all in one go, I just think it's easier and a better strategy, like a more disciplined strategy to start dollar cost averaging out because it's way harder to time a top than it is to buy the bottom because bottoms last like a year, but the top only lasts like a couple months. So it's way harder to actually time it correctly.
Yeah, I think that's a good take. Like, if that's what you're thinking, then yeah, that's a good way to approach it. I think. Oh, and I was gonna say, with liminal, maybe is the difference that because liminal is USDC, right? So it's you're earning yield on your stable coins, whereas if you do it yourself, you're doing it with the actual underlying token, right?
No, you're still using USDC. Like you still buy it. You're still using your perps. Uh,
Got it. Oh yeah,
yeah,
you're
you're
right.
still
You're right.
using USDC.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think of like the main coins at the moment? Like, yeah, we talked about Ethereum. I also agree. I'm bullish on Ethereum, but I'm not really going to buy it here. So instead of like buying Ethereum, like what are the main Ethereum betas? So someone who doesn't want to like, yeah, maybe you'll get a 2x on Ethereum, but I think a lot of people on Degenvestor's channel and confused Degen's stream might be wanting something with a bit more oomph.
You could
What?
buy stocks. So you could buy SBET. SBET's like
Yes, that's true.
MicroStrategy for Ethereum. It's already up
Yeah,
100% though this week, so it might retrace, but
Jesus.
that could be one.
Yeah,
Um, Also, yeah, Pepe, that's a good one as well. I think that always runs with Ethereum, but I don't know. Like, I feel like you should buy Mog. I don't hold Pepe or Mog, but a lot of the people who I know are really big on ETH love Mog. So
it's kind of big. A lot of talk at the moment. A lot of chatter.
yeah, so that's pretty good. Otherwise, to be honest, if we're safer, kind of you buy DeFi tokens. So you would buy
Aave
like make Aave, sorry, yeah, Aave, yeah,
and
that's the one I
Maker.
like the most. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I prefer Aave because it has some sort of license that the other ones don't have. like a
Yeah.
European license as well, which is really hard to get. So
And Aave is making a shitload of revenue as well. And their TVL is just up only. I don't own it either.
yeah, and then the other one is Uniswap because they never put on their fee switch, but they said they will one day. So they will just start doing buybacks one
Yeah, I
day.
suppose SPX as well is technically an
Oh
ETH
yeah,
meme
actually, you
coin.
know what? This is better than Pepe and Mob. This one because it's a newer, isn't it, or something, and more ads
Yeah,
behind it. So.
but it's already. Oh man, that's just crazy. It's crazy how well it's
I
doing.
think the narrative is just so good to flip the stock market. So yeah, this might actually be the best beta,
Yeah,
but I don't hold it, and I'm not going to buy it as well.
at this
So
price. Yeah, I'm still holding ticker Bitcoin for the
that's
last
another
4
good one. It
years.
ran up today, I think.
It's still 100 mil. Still nowhere near its highs. But yeah, it has a bit of catching up to do. Another one, if you're bullish on base, Toshi has been performing really well. Reese, like the
Yes.
last day is up 27%. Like this was a crazy spike out of nowhere. It just got to like a billion. I'd say it could get back there. It's like the number one meme coin on base, and base is still kind of,
That one
it's
is
basically
good.
what Ethereum is. Yeah,
Even virtuals, if is quite good on base. That
true.
went up 10% today, and it's not even doing anything, but people just buy it as the AI kind of beta on base. So the base is doing a talk today. I don't know if it's now or if it's in a few hours. They've got a
Oh,
big
really?
announcement. Yeah, yeah. So I
Oh,
don't
that's
think it's going
that's
to be a
why
coin, but yeah,
that's
you never know.
probably why Toshi is pumping.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that makes
exactly.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Ethereum beta. Well, obviously we could talk about Pudgy as Ethereum beta and like CryptoPunks and all the NFTs. But I'd say for them, you could buy them now, or you could wait until they start moving a bit and then just buy a little bit later. I think NFTs tend to, well, last cycle they pumped towards the end of the cycle. So if they are going to pump, they probably are going to pump at the end of the cycle, which we're almost at. So I would kind of, I'm not saying NFTs will pump. Maybe they're just dead forever. But if they were to pump, they probably will pump at the end of the cycle. So just keep an eye on them if they do start to move.
Agree.
What do you think about Solana? I think Solana had a nice day today.
I like Solana, and I think it was oversold.
Yeah, it had really, really bad sentiment the last while, didn't it? Everyone was like, "Oh, Solana's over," all this kind
People
of
were
stuff.
swapping their soul into hype, and I was like, that's
Yeah,
a miss. Like, I was like, that is good. Like, maybe hype will perform, but also Solana could outperform it. So it depends,
yeah,
if you have meme coin. Because I do think we're going to have like you said, another big meme coin run, and all the meme coins happen on Solana. So, yeah,
yeah.
I think
And it's
it's.
also it's a kind of is dependent on whether Pump launch their own chain or not. We've yet to see if they are going to.
I don't think. I don't think they are short term. I think I get the
Yeah,
impression because Solana is really supporting them, but you never know. But
yeah,
um, I think Solana is trying to become. They changed their bio to become internet capital markets, and I think this pump fund raise they branded it as like a 600 million raise, and it went smoothly right on Solana.
that's true.
So they're trying to get businesses and revenue businesses. So that's another good narrative, and I would watch. I know I always talk about it, but I would watch Launchcoin. The guy is very silent, very very silent, and it's still holding like a decent price.
That's a really good point on what you're talking about on Solana. Like the fact that they were able to raise 600 million in 12 minutes, like you can't do that in any other fashion in the entire world. So that is like a really bullish like thing for Solana specifically, and the Solana chain was able to held up with all of that activity. Like obviously there was a lot of activity, and people just expect that from Solana now, but it still is like it was another big stress test on the chain. But yeah, obviously it's just gonna perform now. Like it had the biggest stress test ever with the Trump launch. But yeah, so good point about Solana. Um, yeah, and what they're kind of trying to expand away from meme coins a bit and maybe to be like a fundraising chain as well. another, but
I
that's
think they're going to
exactly
focus on that. And
yeah,
what made me more interested again in Launchcoin is Alex Ohanian, the founder of Reddit.
yeah. I saw
He
that.
he quote tweeted it. So, and I know that he's launching something with Kevin Rose or someone. I know that they've got some crypto project together. So, my speculation is they will launch their business via Launchcoin. I could be
But that'd be
wrong, but
crazy.
that's just my speculation, and I don't know the time frame if that happens.
I can't find his tweet. I don't know how to spell his second name. So, but yeah, that would be
Yeah,
great.
but yeah, he did. Yeah, so I don't know. It could be one to watch. I mean, it could go lower. I don't know what you think of the chart right now, but
Yeah,
it's kind of just chilling at 150 or 140. I don't know. So,
yeah, 150 at the moment. Yeah, I agree. I think this is a bit of a sleeper as well, um, because they are making a shitload of revenues as well, aren't they?
yeah, they are. Yeah,
Yeah,
they have. I think they have 5% of the whole market of Solana market,
yeah,
which
okay.
is not bad when no one's. They're not even having that much like volume and attention right now, but they still. On that Jupiter screen, I was just trying
Yeah,
to check how much volume. So yeah, so if I go on Jupiter screen launchpads, okay, they've dropped a bit. So they've got 3.7%. Pump has 42, and then Let's Bonk has 48%.
she's still neck and neck between those two. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
It is pretty crazy. Um, I mean, Believe had 56 million of volume though over the past 24 hours.
Yeah,
Uh, Pump has 640 million. That's quite a lot, and Let's Bonk 720 million. So yeah, very neck and neck between them, but Pump and Launchcoin. So
it's interesting. Who's going to be the winner? I still think it's going to be Pump, but I don't think you should fade Bonk either. And they're actually using their revenue to buy back the coin or burn the coin. Another coin that I'm looking at, which I'm sidelined on, I don't know if you are in it, is Wrecked.
I actually bought it on launch day, but I sold it at like 100 mil, and it's like 200 mil or something. I saw you showed it earlier. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I want to find the full chart. Yeah, because I watch these guys stream like every week. I watch them all. I'm a big fan of them, and they're bringing out the drinks and everything. And yeah, I just realized their chart is just up only to 200 mil from like, yeah, that's like a clean 10x since April. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. Yeah. What do you know much about this?
yes, I did buy it on launch and like traded it, and because yeah,
Yeah.
same as you, I like OSF, and yeah, I knew he wouldn't rug his project, so I
Mm.
knew he was pretty good buy. Um,
And they have the
yeah,
drinks
they
as
have the
well.
drinks they're selling out, and a good like CT presence. So yeah, I think this is basically internet capital markets, but this is actually maybe the most successful new one. Like I would actually brand Pengu the same as this one. Both
Yeah.
Pengu and this one are like businesses with coins.
Yeah.
So they're both
Exactly.
internet capital markets actually. And I actually think Rect should have launched on Solana. It would have probably got more attention.
Yeah, I'm
But
surprised they didn't, but maybe they were kind of right in the fact that Ethereum's outperforming Sol. Well, that's only kind of a bit more recently from when they launched, but nevertheless.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, I do think Rex could be, I'm not going to be buying it, but I can see it going much higher
Okay.
because the community is pretty good as well. I don't think they're going to be dumping at this price. So
Yeah. What do you think of Hyperliquid right here?
I think it's overbought, but maybe that's already shown now in the chart.
Yeah.
Um, I think it is the best new coin of the cycle, and it will likely go higher. But you can see the other coins are catching, like, kind of going up more at the moment. But I would say it's not really giving much of an entry either. So it's not like I don't know, like personally, I'd long ETH short hype, but I don't know if that's a good idea. I probably wouldn't short it to be honest. I'd probably just long ETH and not short
Yeah.
anything to be honest in this market. But
Yeah. I
what
suppose
do you think about it?
Yeah, I kind of agree to an extent. But I'm still very bullish on it. I definitely wouldn't short hype, but I do kind of think 50 makes sense as like maybe a bit of a short term resistance. But like I suppose the phantom integration with the perps, I think that's super bullish. Even as a narrative, like I think Phantom already making like hundreds of thousands per day from that integration where they basically all they had to do was that builder codes thing that I told you about, where they basically just
Insane.
implement the Hyperliquid perps on their little dashboard, and they making a small fortune without having to do that much on it. Like they don't have to. Like the hard thing to do is to bootstrap liquidity. That costs like a shitload of money. So if you're just able to use Hyperliquid's liquidity and then charge a fee on top of that, like I suppose if other like trading apps and other wallets and potentially even if TradFi people start using this and TradFi companies start using that, that's like the next big bullish thing. But it's not guaranteed at all. So that's kind of my thoughts on Hyperliquid. Still one of my favorite majors, and the fact that they're just gonna. The other thing is like they're like Phantom has added like loads of revenue for Hyperliquid. So Phantom is making a lot of revenue from it. But on the back end, it's actually opened up a lot of new traders to using Hyperliquid who wouldn't bother bridging to Hyperliquid, but they're like just on Solana. So they're like, oh, now I can trade in my Phantom wallet. I'm going to do that here. So it's probably taking market share away from like Jupiter perps and from Drift as well, and letting the Solana degens try out perps in their Phantom wallet. So I think Hyperliquid's run rate now, I forget, but I think it's 3 million a day at the moment. So that's like 1.5 billion annualized or something like that. So it's still increasing quite a lot, which is bullish for like the price to earnings ratio and how much that they're buying back. So I
I
wouldn't
agree.
short Hyperliquid, but I can see maybe it chilling for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, same. I hold the spot token. I'm happily
Yeah,
gonna hold that for like
yeah,
much higher, and
yeah,
hopefully, I only
yeah,
use Hyperliquid for perps. In fact, I didn't really used to do perps until Hyperliquid,
yeah.
um,
Same.
and I can't use Phantom because it's geo blocked here. But sounds like I
Okay.
probably would use it if I could. Yeah, it's geo blocked in the UK, and then but yeah, I think yeah, it's not going anywhere. Like I think there's competitors coming out like lighter and stuff, but I'm just going to stick
Yeah.
to Hyperliquid because they have no VCs, whereas all the new ones have VCs, so I don't trust them. So, as
Yeah.
like as in, I don't not trust them, but I like the ethos of Hyperliquid. It's not just the I don't know. I just like everything about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm the same. The ethos is crazy. It's like immaculate conception. It's like it's kind of like the ethos of Bitcoin. It's like perfect, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah. There wasn't really much else I had in my notes. Is there anything else that is popping off for you this week, or you found interesting?
No, I think it's been pretty boring. I think Pump TGE was the main thing we spoke about, and to be honest, Hyperliquid captured like I think it captured like a billion of volume or something, and or like at least 500 million before the TGE. So Hype is like the place. Like a lot of the trading happened pre TGE, which is crazy on Hype. So just that alone is another bull case for Hype. It's a really big like challenger now to like finance. Um, and then in terms of anything else, no, I think it's just the stablecoin act. We'll just find out what's going to happen with that this week, and I think you saw all these boomer tokens pump like XLM and Cardano, and that was because the Fed adopted this like ISO thing, which those coins are compliant with. So I would keep an eye on these boomer tokens as well, because if the Fed is adopting this standard, then for like cross-border payments, then it kind of creates demand for those tokens, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think XLM in particular is like some stable coin infrastructure or something. So yeah, I don't know. Have you
Jeez.
been
Ada is
watching
just ripping. Fucking hell.
ADA? ADA is there's something about it, something very useful to do with this ISO. I forgot. So yeah, that's why it's pumping.
Ugh, I refuse to trade these garbage things. I don't know why they get so much attention from normies. But there you go. Jesus. Ripple looks crazy as well.
But then the stablecoin market's like 7 trillion, and just making it, if these even capture tiny percentage of the like payment transfers, and the fees are going to be insane. So kind of
But
makes sense.
I don't think there's any stablecoins on Ripple.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's Ripple. I think it's XLM is like the
I,
one.
I don't think there's any. Well, I don't know. I'm just assuming. Like, I think most of the stablecoins are on Tron, Ethereum, and Solana.
That's true. That's true. And
But yeah, but maybe people think like
I think it has
normies.
the infrastructure. So yeah, maybe it's building in higher speculative value. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like for anyone who's watching who thinks these are good tech coins, it's like no, all of these have been around since 2017, so their tech is very much outdated and like crap in comparisons to like the newer stuff that's out. Like even if, well, maybe not Ethereum in terms of tech, but like the Ethereum ecosystem. But for stable coins, like I guess Tron is better, but obviously Solana would be much better for stable coins than something like this.
Yeah,
But
I
like
think
it's
it's
more
a
the narrative.
narrative.
Yes, the narrative
Yes.
exactly.
I wouldn't be buying here because it's like buying the news, but I mean it could go higher,
Yeah,
but like personally I would be looking at something else. But yeah, it's just good to follow what's going on because a lot of the normies buy, a lot of like your dentists and stuff will be buying XRP and stuff like that. So it's just good to know.
yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, maybe we'll wrap it up there because unless there is there any like fun meme coins that you're looking at in the last few days or even today?
I think we covered the bonk ones.
Yeah, the companion ones. I wonder if the name of that has been released yet because that's kind of insta ripped, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever the name for that companion is. My Amy no, doesn't look like it's there yet. Anyway, tacky. That was like
I
the
tried to
rumored
trade that one
one.
actually, to be fair, but it just wouldn't. I
Yeah,
bought the wrong one as well, and I was like, I gave up. So
yeah.
yeah.
I realized that. Yeah, it wasn't confirmed that this was the name, so it's obviously gone to zero now. So I guess
Um,
it's still the jury's still out.
I would be watching the pump fund streamer tokens. I don't hold any, but like maybe like I don't know. Like I'm surprised they're not pushing any narratives, but yeah, I would be watching those ones maybe.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the pump one comments. Oh, they're all just like, bundle. I don't know. Gainsey's. Jeez, I should have read all this. What? I'll look at
Oh,
this
we
later.
actually had viewers on here. I thought we said like one viewer, the OX research guy. Or
Oh, we have 12 viewers, actually
oh
more than
wow,
YouTube. There's
nice.
7 on YouTube and 12 on Pump Fun. So maybe we should stream exclusively on Pump Fun. Well, I suppose the YouTube is recorded, so people can look back on YouTube then. All right, I think we'll wrap it up there. Thanks everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and cheers, ConfuGen. I'll see you next week. We're going to be streaming this on Pump Fun next week, probably YouTube as well. Same, because I think this worked very well, and I'll share my screen on Pump Fun next week. I'll try that out. All right, thanks so much, everyone. Cheers, guys.
Peace.
Cheers, ConfuGen.
Cheers.
How do I end the stream?